Good morning class. Welcome back to your video lecture. So as you all already know that your examinations are going to start from the 17th of May. So we are going to do the revision of your some topics from your book. Okay. So today in this revision video we are going to take up two topics together, that is sentence and subject and predicate. Okay, this is the part of your English language. So let's start a revision first. Before starting the revision, I would like to tell you that you have to go through the whole the part that I have explained you. This is just a revision video to take a glance at what we have discussed in our videos. For a proper and for a clear view, you should watch the video that is properly made on this particular topic. Okay, so first of all let's discuss that what are sentences. So we have already discussed that what are sentences are basically group of words, okay, that make complete sense. Sentences are those group of words that make complete sense. For example, if I say that my name is Ram, okay, or if I say that the color of the chair is pink. So these type of basic group of words that make complete sense. Complete sense means out of after hearing or reading particular group of words, you can make the sense out of it. You can understand the meaning of that particular sentence. So that gives you a particular sense of a sentence. Understood? So that is known as making sense from a particular group of words. Sentences are what? A group of words that makes complete sense is called sentences. Okay, so what are the main points that we should remember while writing a sentence? What was those points? The first point was that a sentence always starts from a capital letter. Yes, we have read that all the sentences starts from capital letter. Okay, the second point was what? That the word in the sentence must be written in a proper order. Proper order means, it basically means that the group of words should be written in proper order so that we can make a sense out of it. Okay, and that a sentence usually ends with a full stop. That is also, we can call it as period. Period is the full stop, we can call it as period also. Okay, and one important point was that some sentences may end with a question mark and also an exclamatory mark. We have these two particular kind of sentences, okay, that we are going to look at ahead. Okay, so these are some points while we have to remember while writing a sentence. Okay, and parts of sentences, that basically there are two parts of sentence, that is subject and predicate, that we are also going to discuss it in complete sense. Now first of all let's discuss that types of sentences. How many types of sentences are there? We have read that there are four type of sentences. The first one is assertive sentences. Assertive sentences are basically what sentences? These sentences with those sentences which tells us about something, which basically gives us information. What type of information? It can be an information about a particular thing, a particular place, okay, a particular moment, a particular stage. For example, if I say that the sun rises from the east, this is a statement. So assertive sentences are basically those type of sentences in which we provide information to our readers or to our listeners. Okay, and one important thing in assertive sentence is that all assertive sentences ends with a period, that is our full stop. Okay, then comes the next type of sentence, that is interrogative sentences. What are interrogative sentences? In interrogative sentences we basically ask question, right? Interrogative sentences are those questions which are framed in the form of questions. Those sentences which are basically framed in the form of questions, like what are you doing, what is your name, why are you going there, where were you? Okay, these type of statements or these type of sentences where we are asking question to a particular person or to a group of people, that is known as interrogative sentences. And also that interrogative sentences ends with a question mark at the back of it, right? For example, if I say that what is your name, if I am asking you what is your name, so at the end of this sentence I am going to put a question mark to make you understand that I am asking you a question. Yes, these are the two type of sentence. Okay, now moving forward, the other type of sentences is imperative sentences. So, what are imperative sentences? Imperative sentences are those sentences in which we are giving commands, okay, a request, an advice or desire. Those sentences which have these any of these four types of things, they are basically imperative sentences. For command, you can ask, like you can say to someone that keep quiet, so that is a command. I am giving a command, I am giving an order to someone that you should keep quiet. Okay, for request, for example, if you are asking someone that please bring me a glass of water, so here what I am doing, I am requesting a particular person that please bring me glass of water. For the other two are advice. For example, if I say to someone that you must exercise regularly, okay, so this is a advice that I am giving to a particular person. And for desires are basically the wishes that we have in our mind or in for ourselves. If I say that I wish to go abroad someday, or if I say that I wish I had that toy, okay, so these type of sentences are desire means in this sentence I am basically expressing my desire that I wish I could have this, I wish I would have done this. So these type of sentences. So imperative sentences are what, where we are expressing command, a request, a desire, or an advice. Okay, whenever these any sentence have these four type of basic uh, you can say it is basically delivering any four of this part, then it is the type of sentence is imperative sentence. Okay, and one important thing is that at the end of an imperative sentence we may use a period sign, or in some imperative sentences we also use an exclamation mark. Okay, all of you know that how exclamation marks look like. Okay, so now the fourth and the last type of sentence is exclamatory sentences. What are exclamatory sentences? These are sentences which express a strong or sudden feeling. Okay, strong means strong feelings or a sudden feeling. Those sentences in which we are expressing a strong and sudden feeling. For example, if I say, "How rude are you?" Okay, so these type of sentences. Or if I say that, "What a beautiful voice Lata Mangeshkar has." Okay, these both are examples of exclamatory sentences. And one thing also, that at the end of an exclamatory sentence, what we put exclamation mark. Okay, exclamation mark at the end of those sentences. Okay, so these were the four type of sentences. Okay, assertive sentence, also we can call it as declarative sentences. Okay, then interrogative sentences, in which we basically ask questions. Imperative sentences, where we express a sentence by commanding something, requesting something, giving advice or desire. Okay, and exclamatory sentences, where we are expressing a strong or sudden opinions. Okay, feelings, you can say. Now moving forward, let's look at some um, exercise, or you can say questions related to this jumble words. Okay, here what we have to do, I've already discussed with you that these are some words written here. We have to just arrange these words to make a meaningful sentence. So out of these jumble words, the sentence that is correct is tennis ball are made of rubber. Okay, tennis ball are made of rubber is the correct form of sentence. Now the second is wife children care he takes off his hand. Okay, so here the correct sentence, what it could be, that will make a meaningful version of it, is that he takes care of his wife and children. Okay, here we are talking about a particular person, that he is taking care of his wife and children. Okay, now the third one is wins slow the race and steady. So out of these group of words we have to make a meaningful sentence. So you can read the sentence, read the words, and out of it you have to make a sentence. You just have to rearrange these words to put a meaningful sentence. So here the sentence that will form be is slow and steady wins the race. Okay, These were some examples of jumble words. Now let's move on to the second type of questions. Here what we have to do, we have to change the following declarative sentences. What are declarative sentences? Declarative sentences are those sentences in which we we basically provide information, okay, and we have to change it into interrogative. And what are interrogative sentences? Interrogative sentences are those where we are asking questions. So here let's see how we do these type of questions. The question is wait a second, okay. The sentence is Shaila is my best friend, okay. This is a statement. How you can tell that this is a statement? In this, what we are giving? We are giving a information that Shaila is a girl. Shaila is my best friend. So now to change this particular sentence into interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence means I want to ask a question. Okay. So how we will write it as is Shaila my best friend? Okay. So the sentence is changed here now. Okay, this is an example of interrogative sentence. Now the second one says Rahul and Amit are going to the school fest. Okay, so what we have to do here, we have to now change this particular sentence into question form, or you can say interrogative form. So what we will say, that are Rahul and Amit going to school fest? Now what we have done, we have now changed the format of the sentence to interrogative, where I am asking a particular question, and the question is that are Rahul and Amit going to the school fest? Okay. Now the third one is my brother is in 12th. Okay, my brother is in 12th. Now to change this sentence into interrogative sentence, what we will say, that is my brother in class 12. Okay, now we have changed the sentence into interrogative form. Now moving to the fourth one, it says he had finished practicing his music. Okay, the statement is, or you can say sentence is, he had finished practicing his music. We have to change it from declarative to interrogative sentence. So what will be the sentence? The sentence will be, had he finished practicing his music? Okay, so the question, in the question form, how we will ask this particular statement, it will be asked as, had he finished practicing his music? Okay, so I hope all of you have understood how we can change a particular sentence from declarative to interrogative. Okay, so now let's move on to the next topic, that is subject and predicates. Okay, so what are subject and predicates? We have already gone through the chapter, we have done the chapter. So what are subject and predicates? So we all know that every complete sentence contains two parts. Okay, two parts means from two parts those particular sentences are formed. Okay, and what are those parts? One is subject and the other one is predicate. Okay, so what is a subject? Or if I ask you to divide these sentences into particular subject and predicate, so how will you do it? You will say that what are basically to identify the subject, what we basically do is so how we identify it, that what is the subject in a particular sentence? First we have to isolate the verb. After isolating the verb, what we have to do, that the particular action, verb is what? Verb is the doing words, or you can say the action words. So you have to just identify after isolating the verb, or you can say after seeing that what is the verb in the sentence, you just have to do what? You have to see that about whom or what we are talking about. So here the first sentence is, sweet are the uses of adversity. So here what we are talking about, we are talking about that the wait a second, student. Okay, students, before we move on to the identification of subject and predicate, let's first discuss that what are subjects and predicates. So we all know that subject are what? Subject are those particular things, or you can say about whom we are talking in a sentence. If I say that this pen is black in color, so in this particular sentence I am talking about what? I am talking about a pen. So subject are those about whom we are talking. Okay, and predicate are the rest of the part of the sentence. Okay, that is showing the completeness of the sentence. Okay, so if I ask you that in a particular sentence, and one more important thing is that in a sentence a subject and a predicate can be singular also, and it can be plural also. Okay, it can be both, in the both forms. Okay, singular and plural. Okay, so now let's move on to the question session. So here what we have to do, we have to divide the sentence into the part as subject and predicate. So here in this sentence, the sentence is sweet are the uses of adversity. So here what we are talking about, we are talking about sweet. Okay, so by reading the sentence we can say that in this sentence the verb subject is sweet. Okay, and the rest part will be the our predicate. Now here the second one is barking dogs seldom bite. Okay, so here what we have to identify first verb to check that in a particular sentence the what is subject. What we have to do, we first have to isolate the verb. Isolate means we have to identify the verb. So here the word seldom is the verb. Okay, so what is the subject here? The subject will be barking dogs. Okay, barking dog is the subject, and let me highlight it with another marker. Yes, and seldom bite is our predicate. Okay, now moving on to the third sentence. Sentence says a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Okay, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. So here what is the subject? We are talking about a thing of beauty, so that is our subject. And what is the verb here? We can say the verb is from the, wait a second students, verb is from, yes, is a joy forever. Okay, so this part where the subject ends and the rest of the part of the sentence will be our predicate. So as we know that a thing of beauty is our subject, so the rest part of the sentence will be our predicate. Now the fourth one says some mischief boys were throwing stones at the birds. What is the sentence means that some naughty boys, or you can say mischief boys, what were they doing? They were throwing what? They were throwing stones at the bird. So here the word, okay, so here the subject is some mischief boys. Okay, and what were they doing? They were throwing the stones at the bird. So this part is our predicate, and the first part of our sentence till the boys, okay, some mischief boys is our subject. Okay, because we are talking about some mischief boys, and what are they doing? They are throwing the stones at the birds. Okay, now let's move on to the fifth one. The shepherd hears a barking sound. Okay, so what is the subject here? The subject is the shepherd. Okay, and what is the action being done by the shepherd? He is hearing. So from here to hears to the sound. Okay, so the first part of the sentence, that is the shepherd, is our subject. This is our subject. Okay, and the rest of the part of the sentence is our predicate. Okay, I hope all of you have understood how we can identify the subject as well as predicate in our sentences. Okay, so I hope this quick revision was helpful for you all, and all of you have we have already discussed this chapter, these both the topics in our classes as well as in our Zoom session, and I hope all of you have understood the topics very clearly in our classes as well as in our Zoom sessions. So if you have any doubt regarding these both topics, you can ask me in your Zoom session, as well as if you have doubts other than Zoom session, you can also ask me in your WhatsApp group. Okay, thank you so much student, and I all the best to all of you, and start doing your studies properly now. Okay, thank you so much.